So Netflix is still receiving some backlash over their decision to publish the movie Cuties, which they have kind of described as some sort of coming-of-age film that explores femininity and girls exploring how the real world works and a bunch of other crazy things. It's been very controversial. Pretty much anyone who has seen it is absolutely disgusted by the fact that this is even on Netflix in the first place. Literally the only people I can imagine who would genuinely find this okay has to be just some straight up weirdos, man. There's no one normal that I've ever seen say that this even looks normal. I've seen people in real life talk about this, and even they're just, they don't even have an excuse, you know? There's no reasoning coming out of most people on how this could be okay, because in all reality, there is none. It's an absolutely disgusting film, it's an absolutely disgusting concept, and I'm completely stunned that anyone at Netflix even greenlighted this to be something on their service. If you don't know anything about Cuties, I honestly don't recommend that you look anything up about it, because it's one of those kinds of films that genuinely might put you on a watch list, okay? Like, it really is that bad. And apparently it goes beyond the trailer and beyond the description. That's kind of what we talked about the first time that I covered this whole situation. When the news really started to kind of break on social media, it was bad enough with that, but apparently we're going to get into detail, unfortunately. And dude, it is completely just horrible what this film is depicting and what is attempted to be normalized with a film like this being on something as high profile as Netflix, even literally getting their endorsement to have that film on their platform. So the backlash is starting to culminate once more as a hashtag on Twitter actually has started trending called hashtag cancel Netflix. Now, there's two different types of cancellation. People seem to think that this is another one of those internet cancellations, but I really think that this is something much more deep than that. Canceling someone on social media means next to nothing because in 4 days you've absolutely forgot about it, but we're talking about something that people from pretty much all walks of life are actually getting behind, which seems pretty rare in the modern day, right? In a world where we all feel so divided on every single little topic to where we almost are pitted against each other like enemies, it's pretty refreshing to see everybody come together in unison to say, hey, this is completely fucking horrible that this is even happening in the first place. This is disgusting, and it shouldn't be a thing. So people are actually canceling their Netflix subscriptions, and this is something that honestly I can kind of get behind. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh bro, you know, canceling your Netflix subscription is valueless. They're still gonna have money, which, yeah, that is true, you know? One person canceling Netflix isn't gonna kill the company, but when thousands of people are doing it and they're calling awareness to the subject and it's starting to get mainstream attention, that's where stuff like this can really start to affect Netflix. Now, I don't think this is gonna be the end-all be-all, you know, Netflix next year will be out of business because they decided to keep Cuties on their service or whatever, but I think this might be really the best shot to actually send Netflix a message about this fucking terrible film that they've kept. Now, I find this weird, okay, this is coming from the New Yorker, and I think this really starts to show kind of the mentality behind the modern world, you know? So take a look at this headline. Cuties, the extraordinary Netflix debut that became the target of a right-wing campaign, okay? That's what's crazy about this subject. I don't consider myself to be right-leaning, and I'm pretty fucking disgusted by the film itself, okay? I've talked to right-leaning people and very, very left-leaning people. Pretty much everyone is in unison on this one. This is not some sort of fucking right-wing conspiracy theory. We're not talking about Alex Jones turning the frickin' frogs gay kind of stuff here, okay? This is something that everyone looks at and says is wrong. It doesn't matter, you know, your race, your nationality, your age, your gender, your political beliefs. Pretty much everyone thinks that this is fucking terrible. And this is the problem, I would say, with modern day America, is everything is divided down into such a subcategory that, you know, everyone uses these fucking labels for one another, and you get a situation like this, where everyone can look at this, except for weirdos, and say, this is disgusting, this shouldn't be a thing, and then all of a sudden you only think that because insert political ideology, or insert racial line, or insert gender. You know what I'm saying? It's so stupid, right? The average person would not look at this film and say, yeah, I'm cool with that. I think that should be on Netflix. Believe it or not, your political ideology has nothing to do with whether or not you find pedophilia disgusting. That's just more of a morality issue, you know what I'm saying? It's whether you're a decent human being or not, you know? This is not some sort of fucking Trump versus Biden, left versus right debate, okay? And that's what I hate about the mainstream media. I know I'm going a little bit off topic here, but I hate how the media divides everybody. I've been pretty vocal about this, right? The average American, we're no different from one another. It doesn't really matter who you are or where you live or anything like that. You're really no different than the people you live around and who you interact with in your daily lives. But based on so many different things, the media attempts to divide everybody so they can spread shit like this and help normalize disgusting shit like this. And all it does is lead to the degradation of our society's morals and beliefs. I know I sound kind of like a boomer when I say that, but society does need some sort of morals and structured beliefs on what we think is okay and what's not. And I think everyone is pretty much on board with the fact that this is fucked. And if you don't believe me, let's go ahead. Someone, I guess, watched this or something, and they gave the details on some of the scenes that go on in the movie, which is what we'll be taking a look at here and talking about. 2 male security guards stop the girls, and one girl says, "But we're dancers. We have a dance competition to get to," and proceeds to twerk for him. He lets them go. The 4 girls are practicing for the competition. The scene includes them repetitively holding and smacking each other's behinds while they twerk and pulling on each other's clothing. What the fuck? One girl takes a photo. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I didn't read this list. I just saved it on Twitter. What the fuck? A 5-year-old girl takes a turn at something on the webcam. A young girl tries to take a photo of a fellow schoolboy. A girl takes a used condom and blows it up. Dude, I got chills going up and down my spine. That's just fucking disgusting, dude. Wow. I didn't think it was this bad. I was hearing how bad it was. I didn't read the full list. I read like the first thing and I was like, okay, we'll save it. I didn't read that full list. I'm being pretty genuine about that. That's horrible, you know? I cannot I don't know what to say. How the fuck did this get greenlighted? How does anyone find this acceptable to be on Netflix, dude? How did anyone at Netflix in their right mind take a look at this and think that this was an acceptable thing to put onto their platform? I mean, we're talking about, what is it, six scenes that are detailed. This isn't the full movie. This is 6 fucking scenes from the movie. Very small parts and segments. I can only, unfortunately, imagine what the rest of this fucking filth trap is like. This is not a fucking kids movie. And that's the thing. That's what kind of gets me the most, okay? And I am getting a little mad here because the more that I see, the more that I'm disturbed. This was kind of marketed as if it were some sort of children's movie. This was marketed as if it was supposed to try and help explain the growing process to young girls. This is being detailed as a fucking coming-of-age film. And this is what's going on in it? These are the kinds of things that are being shown? Who in their fucking right mind allowed their children to be on set for this? Anyone who allowed their children to take part in this movie should have their kids taken from them, man. Maybe I just don't get it, okay? Maybe it's because I don't have kids. But I'm just saying, there's zero chance that if I were a father of a young woman, right? A young girl, 11, 12, however old, right? That if I took her for the auditioning or whatever for this movie, and this is the shit that they would be subjected to, and this is the shit that millions of people around the world would be seeing my child do, I might have to fucking assault the people in the room, okay? I might genuinely have... Wow. Oh my god, man. This is the most confusing situation I've ever seen in entertainment. How this ever got to go and see the light of day. How any parent would put their child in this. How the executives at Netflix accepted this as a film. There is no target audience for this. Okay? You're not getting the average adult to watch this because it's fucking weird and it's disgusting and it's full of sexualization of children. We don't want to see that. I'm a big fan of war movies, okay? You know, World War II especially. I like 1917, Saving Private Ryan. I like war movies, okay? I don't like seeing fucking kids twerk, bro, okay? It just isn't something that I'm down with. I think that that's disgusting, and it's something that should not happen. So the average adult, okay, that's already out of the picture, okay? So who are you going for then? Children? Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty weird considering the whole movie is basically softcore child porn. So who the fuck's gonna let their kids watch that, okay? Who's gonna let their children watch this movie? Anyone in their right mind would not. Because from the way it sounds, if I saw anyone watching this, I would be making a fucking police report on them, okay? They would be investigated by the local authorities and potentially charged and have to tell their neighbors who they are when they move into the neighborhood, okay? This is the kind of shit that we're talking about in society in 2020. Dude, 2020 is the worst year, dude. I'm telling you, it's been such a bad year, man. I thought 2019 was bad, dude. Oh, wow. wow, how did it even get approved? You know what I'm saying? Don't films have to go through a rating system? You know what I'm saying? How is this not just completely yeeted out of existence by the rating board? There's no, what is this movie rated? I think I remember, maybe it was rated R, I don't know. And if it is rated R, that takes children out of the target audience, and the average adult's not watching so that really, in my mind at least, I don't know about you guys here, that really only leaves me one target demographic left. You don't have regular people wanting to watch it, you can't have children watch it. The only demographic left for a movie like this are fucking weirdos and pedophiles, dude. That's the only group of people left that I can adequately think of that would fit this description of this movie, okay? But of course, Netflix, they want to paint it like it's not, They're trying to paint it as if this is something political, These right-wingers, dude, how dare they say that the exploitation of children sexually is bad? How dare they? Which is weird because I see just as many left-wingers coming out about it as I do right. So this is disgusting, to say the least. I mean, to keep it a buck, I do kind of support canceling Netflix for something like this. But on top of that, another reason I think Netflix is good to cancel your subscription to, the fucking selection is garbage, okay? They don't have anything on there worth watching anymore. I pretty much only am subjected to like YouTube, Prime Video, and Hulu at this point. That's all I need, okay? There's no chance that I'm watching Netflix most of the time because they have a terrible selection of shit to begin with. And then when they are addressing that, this is what they address it with. This is the content that's filling the gap, that's filling the void on their platform, man. I am absolutely appalled. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, all that other stuff. This is Optimus, man. Just can't understand what's going on here, really. And signing out.